I grew up thinking that my ethnic background was the same as my adoptive parents, and that was just the way my parents presented it to me, was that if I had been their birth child, I would be English, Irish, Swedish, and Scottish. I learned more recently that my mom actually knows the cultural background of my birth parents, but I think I've said that I'm English, Irish, Swedish, and Scottish for so long that I haven't been able to transition to whatever I actually am.
So I have some English, some Scottish, some Welsh, German, Italian. I think that about covers it. My husband always thinks, oh, I think you're got some Native American in you, because my skin darkens, and so anyway, so everybody guesses, but no, I don't have a clue.
An issue when my parents were adopting me, they thought that I was going to be a mixed race baby and that I was going to have dark skin, and that back in the early 80s was topic of conversation. Yeah. And my parents didn't care, but my grandparents did, and they were really concerned about my mom having mixed colored children in the family. Yeah.
I don't know, I guess if you ask me what my cultural background is, I guess to some extent I just don't even feel like I have one.
I don't identify with anyone. I guess you can say, honestly, I really don't. I feel like, my adopted family, they're not blood related to me, so I feel like I'm a part of their family because I am interjected into this group, but I've never really wanted to look too deep into that. My sister's really big into that.
My parents are very big into genealogy. My parents both can trace their line back really far, and with the way the family tree is drawn, I'm part of it, my husband's part of it, my children are part of it, but I almost feel like it's been grafted, like the branch has been grafted onto the tree in some way. I don't feel like it actually, there was never a sprout, it was just, boop, there it is.
I figure my parents are my parents, so I'm English, Scottish, Welsh, Italian, all that, so yeah. Yep.
And then my birth mother, she's pretty big into her tree. So she's told me about my grandparents and stuff like that. I feel like I'm having a baby and I'm gonna start my own tree, so.
The thing that I feel like I'm lacking the most is medical history. I really wish that I had medical history. So given the choice between medical history and other information about their background, I think I would still stick with the medical history. That's more important to me right now. Especially as I get older, I start to wonder if there's things I should be looking for or worried about in myself or the kids. It gets kind of old telling every doctor you meet, I don't know.
Well, what did they look like? And then I'd like to know genetics. I'd like to know for my children's sake, and what kind of things could run in my genetics. It's always a funny thing when I have to fill out medical paperwork, the doctors, and it's all this medical history, and you just cross it out and write adopted across it. And those times I get thinking, what if blood pressure or diabetes or something or run in the family, and no.
For me, so much of a person's culture comes from their appearance, their background, their traditions, and because I don't know any of those about the people that gave birth to me, it's just, I don't know, it's a blank canvas. It could really be anything.